Cardio is always easier when you've got someone else going through the pain with you, right? So I want this video to be like that. I'm going to share a few fitness tips, like what the best cardio is for fat loss and how to program it into your routine. But really, I just want this video to be super valuable and like just us two besties hanging out, doing cardio together and hitting our goals. Go. I'm going to start pretty slow and then probably build up over the duration. So what is the best cardio for fat loss? A lot of people think it's high intensity, but it's actually something called LSD, which stands for long slow distance. So ideally, I like to think about it as being a conversational pace, but you want to get around 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. For most people, that range is going to be about 130 to 140 beats per minute. So that is what we're aiming for. I thought this was a good idea, but now that I'm doing it, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Talking takes more energy as you shouldn't do it at the same time. We can suffer together. That's the whole point. Right now, I am a week into the mini cup, and I just thought it'd be good to share how I'm programming cardio, because you don't want to overdo it, right? Because if you overdo it, then you won't be able to recover, and it can lead to you losing more muscle mass than you want. The way you would go about programming in cardio is start small. You don't have to start with an hour every single morning. 15 minutes of cardio consistently is better than 1 hour of cardio inconsistently. 2 to 4 sessions of cardio is enough. And you can even start with as little as 15 minutes like I'm doing. It's just getting tough already and we're only 3 minutes in. The reason we don't want to overdo it with intense cardio is because it's going to make it harder for you to recover from. Say you had a strength training session and then the day after you were doing HIIT workouts or sprint training, right? It's going to be a lot harder on your body to recover from that because you're putting in more effort, you're using the muscles more, more intensely. But with things like long slow distance, you're not going to be fatiguing the muscles in the same way, so it'll be easier to recover. You still get the fat loss benefits, and it's not as hard. Let's be honest. Not gonna lie though, when I first heard about long slow distance, I was like, oh my goodness, does that mean I've got to be on the stairs for an hour every day? But no, you can start small. Currently, I've got 2 15-minute cardio sessions per week. And I've been loving the stairs recently. I never used to do them because I just didn't want to do the elliptical. And walking, you can do outside. I'm not gonna lie, even if it's raining, you can still walk outside. So I'm not gonna come in here and walk on treadmill. But that is a really good way of getting that cardio in too. Don't underestimate the power of getting your steps in. It's something that people sleep on so much. But even if your goal is fat loss, just making it non-negotiable that you hit your steps goal is going to go such a long way. You don't have to do it all in one go. You can walk more, firstly, just intentionally. Or you can walk further away when you go and get groceries. Take the stairs. All the basic stuff that people often tell you. But I think the thing that makes it harder for a lot of people to stick to is just the conscious effort of intentionally putting those things in place. Because if you've made a habit of taking the lift instead of the stairs, or I don't know, just parking right next to the grocery store because it's most convenient, then it can sometimes be hard to break that habit, because by the time you get there, you're there, and then you've already done it, and then you're oh, that's when you remember. So it does take a bit of conscious effort. But once you've built the habit, then it's going to be so much easier for you. It's the exact same with any habit that you're trying to build, really. So for example, if you're trying to eat healthier, then most people are going to find it really hard to stick to cooking healthy meals for each of their meals every single day, because we're all busy. Not all of us have time to spend hours in the kitchen every single day. So there's a few different things you can do. 1, meal prep, game changer, and just make a bigger batch of whatever you're cooking for dinner the weekend and then maybe do a few different protein sources, a few different carb sources, switch it up, don't make it boring. And then you can like freeze it, you put it in the fridge, and you've got food ready for the rest of the week. So you don't have to think about it. It's already there, and it makes it like 100 times easier for you to stick to your goals. I do know some people are like averse to cooking, like they hate it. So that's when things like meal prep companies come in so handy. I'm not sponsored by any, by the way, but it's a matter of convenience and how much do you really value getting to those goals, right? Because if having meals like prepped for me by a meal prep company that I know is gonna hit my macros and I just don't have to think about any of that, if that would be beneficial to me, if I had no time to cook at all, I would do that because it's gonna help me reach my goals. It's getting hot. I hope none of the gym music gets picked up in this because YouTube is good at copyright it. They don't play. If I don't fall off this machine, by the way, you gotta subscribe because I was terrified before I got on here that I would fall off. But I think it's just because I'm not holding on, I'm kind of leaning. But I do like, in an ideal world, you should be doing it like this. We don't want any of this, but because we're having a little chat, I wanted it to be a little bit safer. Let's talk about sticking to your goals because I know a lot of people find it hard, like once they've set the initial goal, to stay consistent with it and actually stick to it. Because having the goal is all well and good, but if you don't stick to it, if you don't show up to the gym, if you don't eat the meals that you plan to eat, then you're not going to get to go. So there's really no point in setting a goal if you don't have the game plan that's going to get you there or actually execute the plan. So that's the first thing, is having a plan. Write out your workouts. Make it a little, what's it called? Make it like an appointment in your calendar so that you've blocked off that time to go to the gym and actually do it. Because you wouldn't book a doctor's appointment and then just not show up because you didn't feel like it, or book a holiday. It's crazy because so many people say that they are not morning people. They will not get up in the morning. But if they book a holiday and their flight is at like 6 a.m, suddenly they're morning people, myself included. So treat it like that. I'm not saying you've got to go to the gym early in the morning. I don't, except today. I have one day a week where I'm a morning gym girly, right? But I go before church because it's just easier. I've got a lot more time later in the day to either edit, spend with family, and it just works out. Because before, like I used to go to the gym in the afternoon on Sundays, but then I felt like I didn't have any of my day because I'd have to go in the afternoon because church is in the morning. So yeah, it just works better. But that's the whole thing. Find a routine that is going to work for you and stick to it. Because everyone's routine is going to be different. Some people will need different workout splits because their work schedule is not going to allow them to get to the gym when would be most optimal. And that is okay. So for example, you might want to do a 3-day full body split because you're hitting the muscle group 3 times a week, and that is really good to help you get results. But if the only times you can get to the gym are Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, that is not going to be optimal for your recovery because on Monday you're training full body. On Tuesday you're also training full body. So there's no recovery time in between, which isn't going to be beneficial if you're looking to progress most optimally. So in that case, I would switch the whole workout split. So instead of training full body Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, you would train like legs on Monday, upper on Tuesday, rest Wednesday, and then you could do full body Thursday. That way, you're still hitting all of the muscle groups twice a week, and that is still shown to be better than once a week, but then you're not going to be overdoing it with the 3-day full body split. So that was a little bit of tangent programming, but the key thing to take away is your routine has to be sustainable for you. And that's going to look different for everyone. I'm really feeling it now. I feel like my face just changed colour throughout this whole thing. I actually never used to have cardio in my routine at all because I was lean bulking. That's not to say that you can't, it's just that I was burning too many calories, so it was a lot harder for me to see the results I wanted to see with my lean bulk. So now that we're doing a mini cut, this is actually quite a nice break, to be fair. I mean, I'm still doing my resistance training sessions, except today. Yeah, so wait, let me tell you. So I've had a dodgy shoulder for forever, basically. But recently it's kind of spread to my biceps, so I can't... Training upper body hurts, right? So for this week, we've switched out my upper body session to cardio and core. This is the cardio, I'll be doing the core after this. Just to sort of give it a little break. Chance to heal. Because previously, like when I started my fitness journey, I would not listen to my body. Whenever I had little aches or pains, or even big aches or pains, I would still show up at the gym. Because I thought if I didn't, I would lose all my gains. My gains that were kind of non-existent at that point. But now, I am sensible. And I guess it's just having that understanding that taking a break, listening to your body, is going to benefit you more in the long run. It's going to prevent you getting injured more seriously. And you'll be able to get back in the gym and push harder, faster, than if you just sort of keep pootling along at half intensity with the injuries you have. Hope that makes sense. But I'd rather be out the gym for a week, or not train upper body for a week, than get seriously injured and have to be out the gym for a month, or 6 months, or whatever. So, I guess for all of us who really love the gym, it's about that short-term sacrifice, rather than waiting until it's a long-term issue. I think one of the most important things that people don't often talk about on your fitness journey is perseverance. In the Bible, it talks a lot about perseverance and how perseverance produces character, and character hope, and hope doesn't put us to shame. But then jumping back to character, when you're persevering on your fitness journey, that is building your character in ways that you wouldn't expect. Like, taking me as an example, when I first started my fitness journey, I was super, super skinny, and I was literally going so I could gain weight, build muscle, look different, take care of my body, health, all of that. I didn't realise how going to the gym would affect my character. Like, it would build me as a person. It would help me gain confidence. Like, if you told me 3 years ago that right now I would be in the gym talking to a camera with a tripod, like, set up in front of everyone, I would want to curl up in a ball and not post anything. But I'm here, I'm doing it. I'm stepping out my comfort zone because that is how we grow. I think I've made this analogy before. Your comfort zone is like a hair tie, right? When you step out of it, it's like you stretching the hair tie. It's got my hair stuck to it, but you know, this is just for the demonstration. Your comfort zone is like a hair tie. So each time you step out of it, it's like you're stretching that hair tie. And then when you reach a certain point, it's going to deform. I know that sounds bad, but stay with me. So it's going to deform. But that's like your comfort zone permanently getting bigger. So every time you keep stepping out of it, it's going to expand. And that is exactly what we're trying to do with the gym. Or anything in life, right? It could be solo traveling for the first time. It could be making new friends, meeting new people, trying different cuisines. There's so many ways we can step out of our comfort zone, and they're all going to feel scary at first. But it's just a matter of persevering through that, because that is what's going to build your character too. We're there. We're done. I'm going to click cool down. I don't want to go complete stop straight away, because we've been on here for a little bit. So just gonna slow down. But I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a different format. Probably not gonna edit this much, but we'll see. And yeah, if you want to learn more about how to mini cut and lose fat most effectively, or like most efficiently, then check out this playlist next, because I'm doing a mini cut right now and I'll be sharing the whole process with you guys. So hope you enjoy, hope you find it useful. If you did, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. I didn't fall off.